Don't forget, guys, that I'm doing my brand new show, Roleplay, at the glorious Walled Garden in Bangor on Saturday the 19th of August 2023. It's my big show of the year in my home city. There's not a lot of tickets left. The link's in the description of this video or audio, wherever you're getting it. It's there. So come and see me. It's going to be my most fun show yet. I'm enjoying doing the material. It's going really well and I love it. So hopefully I will see you then on the 19th of August. Tickets in the description of the podcast. The Sly Guy podcast has a Patreon where you can get bonus content, extra podcasts, early release tickets, all on one site. www.patreon.com/Sly Guy podcast. Don't sleep on it. The Sly Guy podcast is brought to you in association with Modest Beer. If you want to find out where to buy Modest, you want to find out where to get their merch, what beers they've got, you can head to their website, www.modestbeer.co.uk. We're there as well if you wish. If you just are like, I don't really want to keep going back to this website, it's annoying me, I just want to get it into my email every so often, you can subscribe to their brews letter too, where you get all up to date Modest Beer info, insider info, the works, all at modestbeer.co.uk.
I'm the Sly Guy.
Hello and welcome to this week's Sly Guy podcast. And what a podcast we have this week. We have my partner in podcasting, in ghost hunting, and in life, the irrepressible Psychic Glenn. I'll be honest, I don't entirely know what that word means, but I think it's in the right context there. I hope so, otherwise I'll look like a fool. But Glenn was on this week, and I mean, it's what you get with Glenn. It was a deep episode. There was ups, there was downs, there was profoundness, there was profound profanity. It had everything. It was up, down, it was funny, it was sad, it was serious, it was light. It was a roller coaster of enjoyable emotions. But nonetheless, I felt it was a really fun podcast. And Glenn opened up, quite literally, on one occasion where he expressed his love of tongues in the nether regions, which is perhaps what the episode will be called. Who knows? But nonetheless, you can sit back, pour yourself a cup of coffee, close your eyes, and be lulled off into the magical world of Psychic Glenn on this week's episode of the Sly Guy podcast. Can people see your good face?
Can you see my good face? Yes.
There you go.
Does the hair look nice and green? Yay.
So what I thought was maybe because you're now doing comedy and stuff, you're going for the Joker persona. Next thing you have the white face, the red lips.
Well, I might start becoming a bit more dark and things.
Oh no, you don't need that. Don't become. See, whenever people are like,
but it only really brings light. It does. See, if you look at something like pure dark, it just brings light.
Because you posted something recently, you were like, for you to appreciate the light,
yes,
you need to be in darkness. You
absolutely do. And I'll say it, you can go into any well lit room and you can't make it dark, you really can't, but you can go into any dark room and you can light one wee candle and instantly it'll become lit.
But if you go in a lit room and turn off the lights, it's dark. Like if I turn off these, we're in darkness, Glenn.
No.
And we're not that.
It's been great, really. It has been excellent being a dark, twisted soul upon this earth. It's been fantastic.
Have you decided, are you changing? Are you sick of being dark?
Well, I think the natural gestation of life is pulling me more towards biggerness. That's all I can say. I'm not religious, Dave, really. I'm not. But
are you feeling some sort of divine attraction at the minute?
I have to be real with the mathematics of the universe sometimes. And there is something greater. Let's call it a programmer or an app developer, whatever app installed us apps here. That's what it's like. So something greater. And when I surrender, like I try to fix everything for everybody, including me, and I think I know what I want. But see, when I let go, it knows what I want and what I need better than what my wee pea brain ever could have.
Do you ever think there's too much going on in the world for you to process, and sometimes you get yourself caught up and stressed out about stuff you maybe don't need to?
I certainly used to, in regards to the world. Like in my early 20s, I got rid of every TV in my house. I was preaching like mad to everyone about everything, about, I'll just put it this way, I'll tell you in a nutshell now. Me and Dave are in the Illuminati, blah, blah, blah. Don't wear a tinfoil hat unless there's a thunderstorm. Unless there's
people say to me before I'm in the Illuminati, I don't know why people have said this.
No.
I mean, if the Illuminati are the super wealthy, I'll tell you, I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not Illuminati.
And I really am not super wealthy. I'm not even a good businessman. Like, I really lack business skills because I've no GCSEs. Like, I swear. And I feel so... I've said this out loud to the creator, whoever is, grand architect. God, give me all that I need to take care of everybody that I love and need to take care of, so that then I can handpick people that I'm drawn to and do my readings and my spiritual work for free. For free. Because I'm sick of making people cry, and I'm sick of, like, money's not enough to sit and do that all day. It's not. And I certainly don't charge enough, and I certainly don't have a heart to charge enough. It's just, to do that, you have to. It works better whenever I'm in pain. It does. It really does. The best readings are whenever I'm in pain, and I can't always do that to me anymore.
Mm-hmm. So what's the next move then for Glenn? If you're like, you know what,
don't know,
I'm not Psychic Glenn anymore. I'm just
I'm Psychic Glenn. I'll always be Psychic Glenn.
I think you need to get that. That's your logo.
I will never
your
ever
brand.
ever. No, but I will never ever let that part go, because I love that fundamental part of reading people. But there's also a line and a limit. And a limit and a line to where I want to go. I mean, a couple of years ago, I've had good influences around me, such as Debbie Davies, some big, like Sally Morgan, some big psychics in this country, like, and who blew up stratosphere ways. It's magic. But I have a big problem with being a messianic figure. I don't always want to be fixing people's problems. I would like to lead by example. This is a part of my life and a part of who I am and a part of who you are. And all I'm saying, no, everybody, all I'm saying is, there's a big difference in fortune telling and what I love, because I can see it play out than always talking to spirits and ghosts. When the spirits and ghosts sometimes, oh yeah, they can heal, but they make that human in front of me cry and hurt so much. And then you know what? Like, a couple of days later, they're back in the same place where they are, still hurting, still missing, they're still gone, they're still dead. You know, and this is where that seems to be on repeat. And until humanity learns to evolve a wee bit more, I have to kind of cap my spiritual stuff a wee bit, because you are all not fundamentally ready to hear the message. And that's where I am. That's where I am. Death is not real. Death ain't real. You're not meant to know what's in the next bit, or you maybe wouldn't be here being a wee slave.
But say that to somebody that's dead, Glenn. They're gone.
Well, I have told them. They know.
Right.
And what's interesting is I cannot always, I will say this, and I've tried for years, this is what probably put my head away, it's me trying to help the spirit cross over as much as helping the human, and it's impossible, and it's to do with God and to do with grief and to do with everyone still here on earth. So try not to hold on to your loved ones in a way that they're missing. Imagine them around, because it helps them move forward. Trust me, you do not. It's all based on how everyone around is. It's all shattered. Then it's all. Speaking
of which, I have some interesting gossip news to tell you. Following on from something, like we did a live podcast now in Strand a couple of months ago. Yeah, fun time. Did you enjoy that yourself?
And that was a ghost I seen, by the way. That
right.
wasn't just a spirit.
Okay.
Because that was physically there.
Because what I want you to talk to me about is, I want you to tell me what you saw, what felt like.
Spirits are always all around, but I don't always see a spirit in the room. But that's what I would call a ghost, something that's there with the eyes. And you might see it for 1 second. That is like a
so
ghost,
for the people,
right?
the people who
that was
who
a ghost
know,
that night, and it was right that just jumped out.
For the people who don't know, describe.
I was waiting.
What we were like, what the room was like, where we were.
Now, it's a very old building. You can tell that a lot of people have been there. And there's obviously all legends of the Phantom of the Opera. I don't know if you understand what that means. It means when you get on stage and a spirit inhabits your body and you then play out that role. It comes from Shakespeare, actually. And it happens in every theatre, really. So there's that part of every theatre that is profoundly spooky. And it's almost like the Phantom is there and the Phantom tries to freak you out before you go on stage. And it usually is the best show of your life when that happens. But I could see that Phantom there that night. It was weird. It jumped out at me. And it was filling my head full of, I'll tell you what it was saying to me. Then I seen it when it disappeared. What it was saying to me was terrible. When you went away, it was like, they don't even like you. They're laughing at you. And Dave and Aaron don't even like you, blah, blah, blah. They're really friends. And oh my God, like, I swear the things it was saying to me was awful. And like, this is why I say to people, like, you don't want to, because they're only going to be there to prey on certain parts of you at that time.
Yeah,
that only was able to get at me.
Yeah, because
I was feeling a tiny wee bit of just out.
Yeah,
do you understand what I mean?
Again, from my perspective, when that's you say stuff like that to me,
I say it in front of him and Aaron. I just seen it at the corner of my eye. It was like, there's these creepy stairs in this wee boxy room, and honest to God, it's freaky. It's like being up in the loft, and the stairs are like made of metal, and I just happened to see it, and I said, don't you dare start, because it was jumping out at me as if to me to go, boo, I'm going to get you now, Glenn, boo.
Well,
and them two were in the room.
Well, let me tell you off first. For a start, sometimes you would say stuff like that to me, or people, and it's like, I don't know what you're on about, and people, don't. And like, if someone was being slabbering at you or being I would tell them to wise up, and you know that.
But see the friendship there between him and Aaron, it's real and it's beautiful.
Yeah, but
and I want to be part of that
Glenn,
friendship.
you're part of the friendship too.
I do, because do you know what my mummy said to me? And my man doesn't normally say much, and it's usually not nice if she does say something. It's usually a joke, me a joke. She says, Glenn, see, in the last year, it's about time you've met real friends.
See? But you know what I think of you?
She only showed up to Eurovision.
But you know what?
For David.
This is what I think with you, right? I think you maybe have had people before who aren't genuine, and when you do meet genuine people, you don't know how to take it.
I do.
So whenever you get actual
You
people...
also did say to me, and I got very, very, very emotional during the filming of Big Comic Energy, and Aaron Butler and you both did acknowledge that I sometimes find it hard to accept compliments and things, and honestly, that really was like, when it all comes out and you see it, you'll understand the emotion in it. You will, hopefully you will anyway. But it was beautiful.
But
that all came from that night. That was all still, that was still that my night. I was still thinking about all that, and then it was beautiful. It was divine. That was meant to happen.
But what I think your biggest problem is you. I think that's your own worst enemy, and I think that, you know, if you just go, you know what, maybe people are genuinely believing in me, maybe people do genuinely like me, and that's fine.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Because sometimes I'll tell you, I'll say it to you all, there is a difference in the world of business and in the world of, I don't even call it friendship, I call it humanity. Like, I would give everybody everything before I even think about me, because I've had the things that I thought me wanted, and it brought me fucking profound heartache. So, like, if you want me to do anything for you, or you ever want me to help in any way that maybe isn't psychic related, like, just say it to me. Can we think about that? I will actually help you. I would like to, because a given hand is a receiving hand. A given hand is. It really, really, really is. A given hand's a receiving hand. And I know that the comedians here work very, very hard, and they're not appreciated enough. And the comedy scene in Northern Ireland now has actually become something wonderful. I've seen in the last 4 to 5 years, became something fun, friendly. Like, we actually have comedians. It's brilliant. They are brilliant mentors, even for me, coming on his very first. I watched on Just Like That. I'm a Sex and City madman. Last year I watched on Just Like That. Carrie Bradshaw did her Sex and City podcast. A week later, I did my very first SLY guy, and Aaron Butler was the sexy producer. And I'll play it out in real time.
But you know what?
And from then, many podcasts.
Oh, loads. Tens, hundreds. No, not hundreds, but a lot. You know, but the point is, right, with that, is like, I think if it, and I'm sometimes guilty of overthinking some things myself. In the comedy, it's not really like that at all. Do you know what I mean? It's not as bad as you assume. You know, at the end of the day, it's just, and no one's like, oh, like, there's none, oh, he's doing better than me and blah, blah, blah. Certainly not publicly. Yeah. Maybe people feel that themselves and they don't, you know, they
but
don't
I'm not a comedian, I'm just an arsehole.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't wait to go to the comedy club, so I can let off it. It's that BBC thing, I wasn't allowed to do nothing. I wasn't allowed to curse. That, I wasn't allowed to mention Hitler. I wasn't, and what did I do the second I got on the stage?
See Kyle.
Dropped an F-bomb. I didn't even mean to do it.
No.
Did not mean to do it.
But you know what, see, that's where experience helps, because
it's good fun.
I could tell that, like, so say if you, because again I said, you look, the book's open, the phone's open, if you want any help with this at all, ring me. I would have said if you did, because no, you went, you know what, I'll do it myself. And I thought to myself, Glenn, I'm here, I'm ready to help you. Use me. Don't.
Well,
but
see, in all fairness,
I would have had you doing open mics before.
I could have been on that stage and I could have ripped my wig off and I could have, but I honestly wanted to show a different side. I wanted to highlight the ADHD mad sort of, everyone's gave me a label from the day I've been born side, and enjoy the other talents there. That's really what it's not about. I don't know how to explain it. I wasn't doing it because I wanted to be the world's next best comedian. That's certainly not the way you're going to see the episode or hear it. It's certainly not.
If you want to keep doing stand, you just have to keep doing it. You have to keep gigging. You know what I mean?
Enjoy it, but not in a way where I want to be the next fucking.
Yeah, but see if
I'm going to offend somebody, I wouldn't be arsed.
But you know, but nobody. This is the thing. No one cares if you want. You have a ambition or not. You know what I mean?
Well, start bringing me your gigs, Dave, because I think I only want to work around you.
Well, you know what? We'll come to the gigs. You've been to a couple. You've seen me before.
I know, but I'll get up and I'll get on stage and I will go off on any topic.
But you know what I mean? This is part of it too, because it's the
trick. I know people. Yes, I get where you're coming from. We're writing things down and the 3 points and the lead up to the. But my brain works differently. I have to see it as a pattern, and I honestly know what I shouldn't say and know what I should say without. And I think honestly, when I'm in that sense of, when I feel comfortable, I can just come out, and my God, it can be so
you're only going to be
sporadic and beautiful, and I like that side of it.
But you're only going to be comfortable the more you're in that zone to be comfortable. Because the earlier gigs are shit.
It was very orchestrated.
You know what? All you guys
practice, you know, and then like my actual practice that day was phenomenal. But sure, didn't I get up there and forget. But this is because it was written down and practicing, and it was like being back at school. And my brain is not like that. My brain's not.
But everybody there the first gigs were all great.
They were
you know what I mean?
brilliant. They were all good.
I don't know
And you need to get them
who do.
all on the podcast.
But like, you know, for like if I were to pick out a couple outside of yourself, who I could say, like I thought from the
Garn.
from I saw Garn, I thought he had the
Garn.
most natural.
Garn was incredible.
But I will say,
incredible.
I thought the best, the most improved, and who took the most advice on was Mary Claire. I think she.
Mary Claire was brilliant.
But I thought she from the first
She's a
one.
proper professional though.
But she was.
See, all day
yeah.
she stood up, even when the rest of us were resting in pictures, she stood up on that stage on her own, reciting it. Such a lovely girl.
But you
She
know
has
what?
such a breath.
But
She's actually a children's TV
Yeah.
presenter.
But everybody has different ways of doing
Different styles of
Like
it, complete different
Paddy
styles.
McDonald.
Who was your favourite
On the night?
on the night? Tell truth.
I think it depends how I'm looking
I
at it.
think Garn was my favourite.
But see now,
I was so proud of them all. I loved them
Yeah.
all. They were such beautiful people.
I thought the most improved was Mary Claire. I thought she was
Yeah.
one. She has listened to everything she's been told, and she has
Yeah.
applied that.
Well, I'll tell you the
Which was,
elements.
you know,
Danielle Walsh was like my mummy, my best mate. I loved her to bits. Brilliant.
I think by the
Eric
way-
Roberts was like hot as fuck in real life, and I'm like, oh my god, you baby boy, I need to not get distracted here because he's so handsome. Abigail Parkinson delighted me with her daddy stories. Garn, I have to say, Garn was just, it's like something out of The Simpsons, but he's so fucking hilarious and does not care. He's kind of like a Dave, a wee bit like a Dave, only more Irish than a Dave.
I think he's like Mark. He reminds me
And
of
Mary
similar kids
Claire
like Martin
is magic. That's the only way I can describe it. It's magic. I really enjoyed the ones that come up and down
But
south.
they all
really
seemed
enjoyed
like a
them.
nice bunch together. You know, you
Were
all seemed
all
to be.
lovely. We spent the day together and it was lovely, really lovely.
But no, I thought she was the most, and I thought Danielle going on first
Yeah.
was a great because then she brings an energy, and I
Yeah.
like. There's that sort of. You knew she wouldn't be too affected by it,
Yeah.
because she doesn't seem to get nervous.
Yeah,
she was,
yeah.
and because she kind of set it up that good, because sometimes like if you're doing a gig, you want to put someone's gonna
Yeah.
settle the audience.
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
that, like that night in the Strand when you were like, "Why he's going on here?" Because we're gonna settle them.
Yes.
So whenever you come on,
Yes. Well, I
And that's
truly
it, you know?
understood that
Yeah.
night whenever Catherine Bohar came on.
yeah,
I was like, because she was fucking
yeah,
big. like.
she was great.
Oh, she was absolutely brilliant. She has a very good.
But it was, you know what?
She's very, very, very good.
Because
like,
that was the
she
thing.
is.
See, at the start now, that I know this is something that you've maybe had issue with, but I just want to say to you now, my issue with it was only at the very outset, was that we had heard rumours that there was going to be something, and what it transpired was this is what came out. So BBC are making a stand-up show where people are trying to stand up for the first time. So
Yeah.
if someone goes to you, right, they're going to make a show about psychic mediums, and they're
Yeah.
just going to pick influencers to be psychic mediums.
Yeah.
You'd be, hold on, there's psychic mediums going on here for
Yeah.
years. Now, whenever they spoke about it, they're like, you know what, this is what it is. It's not like they're coming.
But would they give me a show doing psychic stuff?
Who?
Never.
don't
Like,
know.
they're never going to pay me to be psychic, Glenn. Come on. Unless it's
But hold on.
a
But
scripted, I'm not allowed to say,
but my point was
comedy something with a character based on Glenn.
But hold on.
But no.
My point was that I think that we have such a strong scene here that it is often disrespected
Yeah.
and underrepresented. Like, you look at some of the people we have here.
Yes.
There is nigh on nothing being done.
I
to
will
develop
tell you the
people to
government
next level.
guideline
Do
right
you know what I mean?
now. Government guideline. I'll just say it. Northern Ireland, we need more female comedians. We do. We damn. That is.
But that's not mad. But you look at people who
I mean, we've only got Ardiona, and would you call her McPick? Do you know? That's the only ones I've really seen.
Rachel McPeak, friend of the show.
I can't wait to Rachel McPick. I can't wait to meet her at the Comedy Club. We're
But-
going to get acquaint that.
But the point is,
But we need more
But you know what? There are
females.
plenty good
Because
young,
it's,
new,
it's
up-and-coming
dominated by
comedians there.
males.
But that's that's the world it is.
And I
you know,
told that BBC, it's me Dave and Aaron. It's not going to look good. I think they wanted Diona. But Diona was like, we're ready to pop all the time. So the universe worked out that way.
But
They love Dave anyway.
but the point of the matter is that I just feel that our scene needs. It's good enough that there should be stuff happening.
Yeah.
You know, to be
Yeah.
fair, like if you go and if you're responsible for
And
developing
another reason
talent,
why they say it, I did want to use as like the host. I says, well, why not Dave or somebody as like the host or Paddy McDonald or someone like, and they did say because you need to fill the Apollo.
no, but that's
That needs to be a goal Apollo. See, once you've done the Apollo, apparently that's it.
but that doesn't matter.
Apparently in the comedy world, once you've done the Apollo, it's like
You know
it's
what?
like a
No,
Hollywood star.
that's-
And what,
But no, that's not true. That's fake news. But you know why? No one's going to fill the Apollo from here because no one gives people from Northern Ireland a chance on the Apollo show. If you came
Do you
over,
think we could
and you
fill the
took
Apollo?
what? My point is this: no one in the main like Chortle, the Comedy Awards, UK-wide Comedy
Yeah.
Awards, Irish, we're never considered. ever.
Why?
Because I don't know. The face doesn't fit, and that's
Well,
the
I
thing
don't like that. I find that offensive.
Yeah, and therefore that's why I think the likes of like, it's good to see a lot of good acts now going to the Fringe.
Yeah.
It's good to see. So you know what? Yeah, we're from here, because a lot of throughout history people are like, oh, they all do talk about troubles. See nowadays,
Yeah.
no, we have now built the
I've
scene.
heard he's not really talking about
You
troubles
know,
at
but
all.
the scene nowadays is so strong.
Yeah.
However, if the stuff is continually being put out from Northern Ireland or sent to network,
Yeah.
it's the same old stuff. It's
Yep.
about the troubles. It's about politics.
Yeah.
It's about green and orange. It's going to be a problem.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
And people are going to go, oh, this is shit. But the people don't take a chance here.
Yeah.
There's not enough funding coming in to
No,
here
there's not.
to develop things. See if you get given a show. Like there's Leicester Spooked Ulster. We did that. That did really well. People loved it. They
That
put
was-
it on the TV. But you know what? There's nothing to do more of it, because
Well, they
there's
haven't
no
said
development.
just yet, but I know. Leicester Spooked Ulster is a fantastic format that could have world appeal, that could have an appeal on a stratospheric level. We've got a lot of folklore here. There's a lot of fairies, leprechauns, the Abertac, a lot of things in Northern Ireland that I would like to uncover. And a spooky sort of whimsical way I would like to act out some of these things, like the Abertac.
But you know what?
So, BBC, listen to me right
Oh,
now.
no,
and
hold
we-
on, Glenn. Not just BBC, across the board.
all of them.
But hold on, other people won't look at here until people are
Listen,
going
guys,
through. And you look at what Colin,
yous
with
love
Shane, what
us.
the boys are doing.
Yous love us, right? So you've got to poke BBC like the baby bird is and say,
But you
listen,
know what?
we want more Leicester Spooked Ulster.
Yeah, but listen, I would love to do it. I would love to do more, but I just feel at the minute that.
Well, I would love to do it. I would love
So-
to do more.
so
And
that was-
preferably soon, before it's not freezing.
Yeah, but
I
that
don't want to
was-
wait the October to do it when I'm Baltic, so then I'm like a bear in a fucking field going, help me.
But that was my point. Was you know what? I think there needs to be, rather than let's go and let's pick people to do it. The scene's here, do it.
Yeah.
However, when I got involved with it, they told me a bit more about it. I'm like, okay, it's not that. Now, well, there is a show that we're working on at the minute. Hopefully, it'll be made here. It will be a local stand-up show.
Yeah.
Like, we put an iPlayer, people can just see.
Yeah.
We've got a good scene. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I would
that's-
love that. Well,
you
I
know,
would love
because,
that.
You know, you look in England and Wales. They're making much more sitcoms coming out
All
of
I'm
there,
saying is
but no one gets developed here. Nothing.
One
You have to do it
element of
yourself.
production company. It should be doing it itself. And then the network's going to go, you know what? I'd love to buy that from you. See that wee comedy mock show.
You can't take people's time. You can't get people
Well, you
to
can
work
put
for nothing.
the
You can't.
Patreons.
No, you can't do this on top.
Gotta be a bit
you know.
creative.
You can't. Glenn, I think the
See, without me doing all these podcasts and all, I swear to God, I would probably not be on the broader spectrum that I'm on now. And I love it because it gets me out of the house. And the ADHDness and my granny getting away from that fucking, that part of me always doing the cards and all like a gypsy. It's terrible. But those darn old, I know what I've learned as well. I'll tell you this. My wee cousin was in a really bad place, right? You call him Thomas, and he's only like 21, right? But he put us all through hell. He said, "Manani and all right, he's wild. He'll grow out of it." But what he did say is, when he feels like throwing the rope up and all, and he gets chilly sad, he locks himself in his bedroom and he watches all the podcasts, yours, like Paddy's, Shane's. Like, this is what men are doing in their alone time, is watching these podcasts. So you don't realise what you're actually fucking doing for men. Like, the podcasts are so big.
yeah.
Like, in terms of your actual episodes, like, people come watching YouTube now. Like,
Yeah.
there's people are watching these on a Friday and a Saturday night now.
Yeah.
It's their go-to.
But that's good to see. Do you know what I mean? But however, there needs to be a change in what's happening. You know what I mean?
Dave.
So look,
I've got the ghost of Queen Elizabeth here, spirit. And when she fucking died, she said to me, Glenn, take my sceptre, take my crown, and make my BBC great again, Glenn.
that's what she said to you. And what did you say? Oh,
Well, I was in the middle of a meditation at the time and heard all these sirens in a band.
yeah, for
It was the week before.
Lizzie,
it was the week
leave me
before.
alone.
It was the week before we filmed Leicester Spooked. Do you remember?
but no.
So I've fundamentally trusted BBC from then.
Well,
And
you
if
know
we don't
what?
make it better,
Listen, Glenn.
it's not going to exist.
Glenn,
It's true.
we're digressing.
And
Back.
I'm talking about world format. We have got great structure. We've got great everything there as a base format. What we need to be doing now is creating things for a world audience. Let the world know Northern Ireland better. I mean, we built the Titanic, for fuck's sake. There's a lot more going on here than meets the eye.
That was a long time ago. It was a century ago, Glenn. 1912. That
What
baby
about
went
Finn
down.
McCool? Nobody's even mentioned Finn. Nobody's even said to me, Glenn, what do you think about Finn McCool?
I don't even know when he was kicking about.
Finn McCool, his spirit is up at his great spirit is up at Giant's Causeway. It is. And if you've got a problem in your life, I swear to God, and you come anywhere from anywhere in the world, I swear, I have a friend come all the way over from London, going through mad things in his life,
All the way.
went up there to Giant's Causeway and had this conversation with Finn McCool in his life. Sorry, give it up to the Giant. There's a power in where we live, and it's been masked by all this. I don't know. So I just think there's a lot of culture here that we...
Glenn, we're back in Strand, right?
I know.
Tell me more about what you saw. What would the figure look like? Because I've info, Glenn, for you, and I want to tell you.
Truthfully, he wasn't happy.
So, he was a man. What age are we talking?
He would have been trying to say that he was in his 50s or so. I don't know.
Right, Glenn. What do you have a name? Do you have a name? Do you have
addiction problems, and he was definitely taking things, and he could tell by his skin. Like,
but no, what sort of name?
I can't remember the name. I know, but he knew because it was at the time.
Does the name Tommy bring any bells back?
Tommy resonates with me, but that's
Glenn.
Not sense.
I
can't remember saying it that
Glenn,
night. Like, I can't remember. Maybe I did say it.
I was speaking with the Strand on.
Yeah.
Now you know Ryan, who does the sound.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan, top man. He was up, and I was in the room by myself in that spooky room, and going over some stuff. And Ryan came up, and I was telling him about how the place is old and whatever else, and how you were sitting in that corner. And I says, the last time Glenn was here, we were sitting. I
jumped out of my skin.
He goes,
I jumped out of my skin.
He turns around, he goes, "Fuck away off" or something like that. Just fuck you off now. I say, "You talking to you, Glenn?" He goes,
and that was a ghost that night, because it was physically, I could see it with my own eyes, even for a second. And that's when they become ghost. Spirits are everywhere, right? But ghosts are actually there in the room. Even for a second.
There's more to tell you.
You can tell the boy.
So I told Ryan about this, and he said, "There's been people here before, mediums, psychics. A man called Tommy died, fell down the stairs of the Strand. He operated the old curtains there, you know, that wee wrench at the bottom of the stairs. He operates that, and they say his spirit is not it's not benevolent, that's nice, malevolent, and it's troublesome, and that has been
very troublesome.
Spotted before in that exact area.
Like if that had jumped out at me when I was walking down them stairs, I would have fell.
Yep. So there you go. So that's
or I
what
would
they
have fell
say.
on the stage, and that's what wanted me to trip or something. It was like, Glenn, you're gonna trip. You're going on the fuck.
I love how he's sassy. Like he's like, don't fall.
No, well, my sassiness is fucking coming back. I'm very sassy with them sometimes too, because you've got it. I can't let, because that's a part of myself. Truthfully, it's a part of the. I can only get at me because it's a part of me. Like that spark can only get at me because of that part of me that day, that moment.
So hold on. So whenever you are in maybe like
all love and like
say
too.
If you're in a mood,
if I'm in a mood, they can get at. Oh, they can get at me. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're,
they'll taunt me like.
So if you're afraid of something, or you're open, susceptible to be frightened, do spirits play on that? Is that what they garner power from that?
Usually they will, just before something's about to happen, like for example doing the podcast the first time, I was very, very nervous and all, and then I'd seen that and just like that, but there was still a mirror going, oh my god, then they're going up and doing blah, but it was really to make me do it.
So at the Strand is this, or just generally doing the podcast?
Well, this is what I'm saying in the broader spectrum. That whole conversation, I seen that ghost, I was flipping out, I was nervous, I barked at Arm, we had an emotional moment, and then a few weeks later in BBC we had a very emotional moment from my two mentors, Arn and Dave, and this is what I'm saying. If it hadn't been from that ghost going, aha, you're not good enough, I would maybe not have opened my eyes and experienced you actually being nervous, like you do need to open it up, like all of this other stuff I didn't even know, I wasn't even aware. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
a wee bit.
It's all a chemistry set.
Do
for F's sake.
Here's the thing. So you do a podcast up in what's those studios?
Yard.
In the Yard Studios. You were initially brought to there.
Yeah, because of Leicester Spectacular.
Because of the spirits.
Yeah. Oh.
Is there something that follows you, or is it just something that is you leave open that they can get to, or
they do follow me. They do follow me everywhere, but. They're around every human. These are what their thoughts are, and you just don't realise they're around you every day. And this is why, like, those who are not troubled are those who don't see them, because you're blissfully ignorant. This is why I always say, do not invite a ghost, and you don't want a ghost, and never ever. You don't want your loved one to be a ghost, because that ain't your loved one. That's a spirit sometimes playing on that to get at you to scare you.
Are all ghosts?
Fear will only drive you into the light.
But are
no
all
matter
ghosts,
what it is, no matter what fear it is, that fear will drive you into the light. So if you have to face Satan. I'll tell you now, this is another way of putting it. When I went to Magaluf, right, I was in a relationship and I trusted this person and I should not have, right? The second I got there, it was wild. But I'd been praying to these angels, you're real and all, blah, blah, blah. Really praying that we at my phone, you're real, you're real. Now, he didn't know this, no one else knew this. I was saying this inside myself. That night that he beat me up and I had to run out of the apartment, I was praying, you're real, you're real, you're real, help me.
Who's
right now, Uriel is one of the angels. And I ran out. And as soon as I ran out, I squealed as loud as I could. He bit a chunk out of my neck and spat it on the floor. These two women, One of them looked like Catherine, actually. Your Catherine. These two women appeared. They were having a girly holiday. We heard everything that was going on. We knew something was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Said to me, who is Uriel? I busted out crying. You've no idea.
Why were you calling Uriel?
No, I didn't mention you. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't say Uriel out loud, but it was saying it to me. But Uriel brought me to that island. Uriel allowed that to happen to me. Uriel, actually, I can see that. My mummy and daddy were away on another holiday and everything. I was there. It was my first holiday in 10 years. It was his first holiday ever. I seen where I died on that island, and where another Glen. I was a different person going home. I was a different Glen. And I've been a different Glen ever from that. But, like, those forces, those light angles, it's an angle and light, and then this is where we change the translation to angel, they're fallen. Like, I'm being honest, you can trust Satan far more than you can trust a light angle, because a light angle will deceive the life out of you, as well Satan. He's Lucifer, he's a truth bearer.
But Lucifer is also the ultimate opportunist. He's the ultimate.
He's the truth bearer.
He's a snake, though. He'll pull a wool over your eyes and get you.
Imagine being, I know, I was kicked down here.
Who, Lucifer or
I
you?
know, man, I was kicked down to the earth. I had a fight with my dad.
You did?
Up in heaven, yeah. And I was like, Daddy, heaven needs to be like us, blah, blah, blah. That. Daddy didn't like it. So good fucking son, kicked out.
You down?
You know, that's a story I had. Like,
that's wild. But how then? My point is, with spirits, so are all ghosts tricksters?
No.
Is what we're saying?
No,
so are ghosts there? Because if you were saying
some
ghosts
of them
are
are
there
most beautiful divine ghosts. Ghosts are usually annoying. You don't want a ghost. A ghost is something that makes you frightened. A ghost is not a divine spirit or a message. Like, you can see a gust of wind and something can land on your lap and you can hear a certain tune at that exact time and you'll know, and that's spirit. Where a boogeyman standing in the corner, it's like a ghost.
Do you think this is
something's going to make you scared? Like, you're not going to really maybe connect with it and be the best friends with it. Like, you're not. I'm just saying, you're not ready for that. And maybe it's best you just keep that part of you closed. Maybe it's best you do banish it out of your house and make a bit of noise and make it go away, because that's your personal space.
Do you think there's anything like?
And truthfully, like if it was a doctor, if I was to go to a doctor and tell him something, like I've told him as I've got older, like, this is the way I am actually a psychic. This is my job. Blah blah blah. But like, see, when I first told them that, they rang my mummy to make sure I wasn't off on a manic.
So
yeah,
were they for sending you to
like if I go to tell my doctor that there's voices and all, like it's a direct confliction of mental health. I mean, it is mental health. So this is why I always say to people, please be very, very, very careful, because
with the occult or with the
occult, be very careful with the occult. Be very careful with all of it. If you're not that way naturally, if you're not naturally that way from the day on you're born, you felt that way, then don't engage in it. It's okay to go to get a reading. It's okay to go to get a wee bit of healing or whatever, but don't start picking all that stuff up and starting to, especially to heal your own trauma. Because see, like, I see people going to circles, it's just trauma. It's just going to keep bringing you more fucking trauma.
Speaking again, I was speaking to someone again at the Strand on Saturday who said a few gigs have happened with psychics there, and he said, like, what sometimes happens with some psychics or mediums, he said, specifically the difference with a medium is the they contact others. But he would say, you come there in the Strand, it's in East Belfast, they'd be there going, I see a man working the shipyards. He's got a Union Jack above his fireplace, and everyone's going,
that's what I'm
East
saying.
Belfast, of course it is, you know.
It's so easy to go into a room of people who are there for a medium and be a medium, which is why I've never wanted to be a medium.
But you know what? That's something that I think,
because I think that a lot of them are styled like Derek Okora.
R.I.P. But that's something that I think.
Listen, I'm my own way, and as I said to you, I'm not ready to do that yet, because humanity's not ready to hear the message yet. In fact, if I was to go on and do mediumship, I would be deceiving you, not because the messages aren't true, but because I'm saying to you, oh, by the way, your loved ones are blah, 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 but heaven's not, and they're not, and God's not, and that really is going to... Imagine you died one day and needed a fucking medium to get into heaven. What? I'm not a medium, I'm a fucking large. But there's some fantastic mediums out there, like, the honest to God.
Are there ones
they can tell you how your loved ones died, every bit of it. I mean, I can do that too, but it breaks my heart every day. I can't do it.
But are there good ones, and then are there scumbag, like
the best ones? I mean, there's ones. I mean, Angela Dunlap's fantastic. There's loads, and that are fantastic ones that brought me up really well. Seasoned me, Sharon Bell, like Marie Martin. There's some really George Best. One of George Best's things was and that was one of Angela's sort of like. So there's been some great.
One of George Best's what?
His uncle was a psychic. But there's been some.
Can people be psychics? This is what I say.
I feel like there's a lot of microwave mediums right now, and all they can do, and being honest, yes, they can bring your loved ones through. But my God, can they tell you what's going to happen next week, or anything at all? Is there any wisdom in there? Like, this is what I mean. There has to be... I am psychic and all the rest of it. Some people are just mediums, and that's fine. But there's just mediums. They may not have an ounce of magic. They may live in a money world where everything's actually in the physical domain, as where I live in the domain of frequencies and symbols. So I consider myself a lot more esoteric, a lot more shamanistic, and every culture has a shaman. And I do believe a wee bit of a shaman in this culture. Definitely. My power would be symbols and social media and all these different elements. And like every culture has a shaman, really.
And how is Glenn at the minute?
Glenn's good.
Good.
Glenn's feeling better than he has been in a while, like, to be honest.
Good.
He's off the grass, which is why he dyed his hair grass green.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it was all... Listen, it was just a habit. You live on your own. Like, and I'm used to, like, just fucking blowing up and saying, just boom.
Mm-hmm.
So see, when I was having weeks, but it's quiet, clean, calm, clean. Let's not make anybody conscious. Let's not just tell people. Because one thing I've learned is I could win a lot of friends, I could win a lot of influence, and I could win a lot of people over by just going up and giving them random readings. You should never do that unless somebody wants a reading. And that's what I've stopped doing now. If I truly feel something, I'll feel it, but you have to be open to it and you have to be willing.
And how are you feeling in yourself? Are you contented at the minute? Is that stressing you out? What is the general consensus?
Like stressing me out at the minute.
Are you annoyed at anybody?
Am I annoyed at anybody?
Are you okay?
I'm not annoyed at anybody, no.
Good.
No. Oh, no, definitely not. Maybe annoyed at myself, just as always.
And let me ask you this too, because it's been something that I've been thinking about as your friend for a while, that, you know, with the way, you know, obviously you've said you've got ADHD as well, and obviously with a lot of stuff that's going on with with your psychic work, mediumship.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time where you can switch off, or are you constantly, are the thoughts constantly going around in your head, or is there a way for you to just, you know, be sitting there and go, that's me, I'm contented sitting here, and it shouldn't be doing anything else.
See, lately when I'm trying to be normal, it's coming out. Like now, it's meant to be funny today, it's meant to be ha, it's been more profound.
Yeah.
And it was the same when I went on my skin my too. I was meant to have it off, and I went all fucking profound. I can't help it. But see, if I was to go and try and be profound, it would all be a laugh. Do you understand what I mean?
But you know the problem
if I worked at McDonald's, the spirits would be everywhere.
The problem too with podcasting, people sometimes think, oh, like, you could come on, I could write a set if you want and go on blah, 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 every week. Sometimes people like the conversations.
But Dave, they like
sometimes people
real
like
tones.
that there's chats.
There's people who are very, very interested in the occult.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you need anything, it's sort of advice. Anything at all. I saw the signs and it opened up my eyes. I saw the signs.
but seriously though, because like for me, what I like to do when I'm relaxed, I'm going on my holidays next week. So this is actually, if you're listening to this will be, we're in the past when you're seeing. Now we're always in the past because it's pre-recorded, but this is a few weeks in the past when people are seeing this now. But I'll be on my holidays, and you know what? I'll be doing all my work will be finished. Everything else will be done. I'll be sitting watching my kids, probably fighting. They'll be fighting. There's no doubt about it. They'll be fucking pulling hair at each other, causing a scene, going Daddy. But I'll be sitting there with a wee half pint in the sun, with my shorts on, with my shirt off, slippers on. You know, have a nice time. I feel like
the maths is going mad in my head. Mathematics. Now Davey's got them two girls, he's got that wife and about a wee holiday, one wee holiday like that. He deserves $1 billion in the bank. Girls have to have everything. Dave has to be able to create everything he wants and do everything he wants.
You know what?
And God's going to give it and there's some wee floaty, not orbit, bit of fluff.
But that is something that I
manifest it.
You know, I would like, but again, I think the weird thing, I would like to be, obviously everybody would love to not, I mean, I don't...
To have freedom.
But you know what, that's the thing, I would never be like, I want to have all this money to buy stuff. I just would like to have...
Freedom.
Time. Do you know what I mean? So if you have the financial ways where you have the time, like the minute I'm working hard for what I have, I'm, you know, thankfully, touch wood, I've been a professional comedian going on 2 years.
Yeah.
I'll be able to leave my job in December.
And you've really blew up
and
in 2 years, really. Ooh.
But it's going nicely. But however, again, I would only like to have financial security so I could spend more time at home, chill. But that's it. And I do like
to have a plane.
You know, an airplane.
A couple, a few. Know that I could charter out.
That's all I like.
I would like a couple of planes. I would like to be able to go, right, we're going here, we're going there, let's produce this, let's film that, let's... One day when I'm old, I actually want to all the old dolls, all the women, like my aunties, no, I'm going to own a world cruiser yacht, and it's going to be called Dignity, like the Deacon Blues song. And I'm going to have all the outdoors, and we're going to eat all the fresh fish. We're going to eat all the food. We're going to drink all the drink. We're going to do everything, and we're going to sail the 7 seas.
You know what? I would
Dave,
go
if you make it that far yourself, instead of the nursing home, you'd be more than welcome.
Listen, I'd love that myself. I like the idea because we're similar age, Glenn. I like the idea that you'd be on partying on the ship and you'd have me in the home.
I just like the idea when I'm old, taking care of everybody.
You know what? Here's an idea. Here's a show. Listen, I like old women. I know you like old women. Back in my old job, I used to love nothing more when I was doing the community work than going around the community centres, having a cup of tea and getting the goss with all the wee women.
Yeah.
We should pitch a show like where we go around, just have
and be good to them and be nice to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just get the biz, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea.
Exactly, and find out their point of view. Yeah. That would be class. Yeah. That actually really would be class. Because those little pearls of wisdom, like people used to talk. I remember when I was growing up in the early 90s, like my ma would have stood there all day talking to one of the neighbours all day, and you were waiting like, where's my lunch? You know what I mean? She's starting fucking wonders come in why she's sunburned. Know what I mean? You freckly woman. But the point is, people used to talk and tell stories and have conversations. And
but sure, wasn't that it? You stand at your wall and talk to your neighbour.
Yeah.
You know?
And you fucking talk about every wee story. She did that.
But you know what? I saw something.
People don't really talk anymore.
I enjoyed recently. It was about old people were asked questions like when they're like, I think they might have been in cancer wards or something. They're about to die. Their lives are coming to an end, and people are like, if you have any words of wisdom, what you would tell younger people, or you know, and the majority was appreciate the moment, appreciate the time, don't be working for that, because you can work towards having freedom to have the time. And they're like, you could be hit by a bus. So make time in the moment.
Make time.
That's what they
right
said.
Now.
Make time.
And stop
now.
worrying about what other people think, because truthfully, nobody's even paying attention, and nobody's even going to pay attention until you start breaking the mold and pissing them off. And when you do that, you're going to feel great anyway, because you're breaking the mold for them too, and then their DNA gets fixed in the whole bargain. Really, you be the train for their train for the. We all go to the same place eventually.
But Glenn, you listen to those words yourself, because I know for you, trying something different, doing this side of things. You get people making narky wee comments. You get wee arseholes out there.
I know.
You know what? Are they doing it? Are they doing it?
No.
No, they're sitting
I wish
in
they
their
were,
room.
but
No, they're
the
sitting in
amount
their
of young
room
people, the amount of
with
young
the wee
people,
handles.
the amount of people out there, I've said, you know what? You should start a podcast. You would be good at this, or you would be good at that, or I could see you doing this one day or that one. I said there must be everybody I meet. You would be good at.
Yeah.
Like that's what you get out of me. I actually see
you know what, Glenn?
People can be capable of.
See when people are sitting in their wee Twitter handles with Man United acronyms, being like, "You're fucking shite." You know what?
I know.
They're wanking in their mum's box room.
Listen,
Shut up.
You can eat my arsehole.
There you go. That's
You can.
There you
You
go.
actually
If you want, you can do
I
that.
mean, you can, and I would consider that a treat.
Yeah, for a lot of people.
That would fucking treat.
Yeah, a feast.
A feast.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
if you don't like it, why are you watching it? But I
Yeah,
think the other one.
but you know what? See if they don't like it, Glenn. Spread them. There you go. There's your lunch there.
I'll spread my cheeks.
Yeah.
So
You
well.
spread the cheeks.
A tasty delight.
Yeah, you know your
And
mum
that
wasn't
is-
making you lunch, but you'll provide the haters lunch.
Do you know
and
why I
that's
love
your
it when a
arse.
fella fucking licks me out? It doesn't happen all that often because I'm like dead chatting. I'm like, oh my god, can never do that. But I sort of would say if a man eats your fanny, girls, it's the best thing ever. It is. It is.
Now,
It
Glenn,
is.
this is a personal one for you.
Personal.
Do you are you a waxer down there, or is it ready, or do you?
At the minute, there's a wee bit of hair because I'm a very hairy man. I did get shaved at the caravan, and it's growing back already.
So what the heck happened there? That looks like there's someone
Well, that
waxed
was just
you.
today
Or
because I
we-
wanted to have the open shirt.
Okay.
God, hers were a bit great.
That's okay. You just whack
But
it
yeah,
off.
it was a hairy bar got shaved off. But my bum, sometimes if I'm feeling in that way, yes, hair removal cream, pierce my bang. You know what I mean?
And what's the difference then from a totally, because again, I'm a man who I've not done anything down there ever, but I have relatively, I'm not that hairy down there, I would say, but I'm more hairy. My beard's hairy. Look at my legs there.
You better not be one of these people that fucking shaves your pubes at your dick, because it just makes it look like a big bit of meat. Now I'm not saying cut it all off, but do have like a wee bit of. You need a wee bit of something. Not like just flossing, but a wee bit of something. I don't like gutsy men that shave.
Bald? No.
Do you want to know something? I don't even like men. Fucking like. I've got a fucking penis. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
I'll be honest, Glenn, on this occasion, no, I
It's
don't.
so boring and fucking like it's over in 5 minutes, and you're like, the words changing.
So what we're saying, listen, roundabout way, this has been profound. The last 5 minutes there,
Profound.
very funny. So we've pulled it back, and we've given the message to haters.
We've pulled
and
that
encouraging
foreskin
people.
back.
The
We have
foreskin is
revealed the
back.
helmets that we're wearing,
Yeah.
and we ain't as scared.
And who are the helmets connected to up there? Uriel?
I think.
Hey, Glenn.
No. Other spirit animal, his name's Todd. He doesn't have a sheath. Like a natural sheath. So he has the helmet protector. So I think we're channeling a wee bit of him.
But Shane Todd?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Do you know he doesn't have a helmet protector, or is that
yes.
just something you
I
can
know.
feel?
Let's slip in here. He got his foreskin removed because he had Crohn's, which I've never heard of in my life.
Well,
which I would be very angry if somebody tried to steal my foreskin. They stretched it when I was 3, and they took my animal outside. But thank God they stretched it. See if they'd have cut it off me. What am I? Not geez, from it. Yeah.
Not that we know of. Who knows,
but I am
Glenn,
thinking about Judaism. I am.
Where would you put the curls though on their hair? Would you connect it to the piece, or would you just grow it down the beard? What would be going on? No
Idea.
We'll work it out. It'll be grand.
But Shane Todd needs to get me on too.
Oh, that's you told.
Shane, you need to get me on a spar. And not the only one needs to get me on. I'm SLY. I love it. Do you know, actually I do find hilarious. Because sometimes I just think she's winging it. And honest to God, and her winging it, she's fucking great.
Doing this hilarious.
Yes, she doesn't think too much about it all. Like the men think about it all too much to do. The comedians are very serious. But I'm actually doing it, just like...
Very serious, me?
Well...
Glenn, I'm not serious. I am just a laid back guy. You know?
very serious.
Glenn, I'm on my holidays, alright? I'm just looking forward to it.
And Aaron's awful serious too. And Aaron needs to be a presenter, I think.
As in, what would you like him to present?
And do you know too, I seen a wee something I shouldn't say yes out loud.
Then don't.
Maybe I should.
No, maybe.
Because I would like to see Aaron settled. Do you know who I would like to see Aaron settled with?
Oh no.
Can I say it out loud?
Well, you're going to, regardless of what I say, so you may as well.
I did see a twinkle in his eye for Abigail Parkinson. And I thought to myself, they would be lovely. Abby doesn't even know how good Aaron is. I swear, because Aaron's like, I could play piano and everything. I should be blue about that. You know what I mean? So
No, you
Aaron,
can
like,
press the keys. That's
maybe.
definitely. But maybe.
he has his own house. He stands on his own 2 feet. He's grounded.
You know what?
He's his head screwed on. He's a very, very nice young man.
Yeah.
And honestly,
He's a heart of
like,
gold.
he's a babe.
But you know what? Let me ask you this.
If I choose any of them, I would be a baby Aaron.
But you and him couldn't cope. You used to fight like cat and dog.
No, but he would put me in my place.
You'd used to fight like cat and dog.
Glenn, you're not smoking. Glenn, you're not drinking. What are you doing that for? Glenn, you bitch. But it would make me better. Like he would be like kind of the.
You and him should go on coach trip together. That's what I would like to see. Aaron Butler, Psychic Glenn, coach trip.
He wouldn't bring me in case we got too close.
You think so?
See, I would try and get very close to Aaron, try and heal him.
So you know what you can do
I'd
though.
be like, come here, you baby, give me a hug.
So you're the energy man, Glenn, right? You
Yeah.
you feel there's something. Abigail and Aaron, would you be matchmaker? Would you?
I think they would make a really, really good couple. They're both in the same sort of industry. They understand, and I do feel like, my God, I would love to meet somebody who actually maybe could see the same maybe wanted the same path as me. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to just get a fucking woman pregnant.
Listen, I'm
going to get a woman pregnant, and I'm going to get my baby girls. What am I going to do when I'm 40, Dave?
I don't know. Well,
I'm going to have my daughters and my horses and all of it.
Oh wow!
Is that all I'll say?
Well, what I'm going to do now,
and they're going to be called Violet and Agnes, because I'm telling you, my granny's and nanny's not going to last forever.
My granny's dead. She was called Agnes, you know.
Was she?
She was all right. Yeah.
See, we both have Granny Agnes. Now, what is the weirdness in that?
I don't know. It's just granny name.
My friend Gemma moved next door to my granny, right? Her granny was called Gemma, or Agnes, sorry, who she didn't get to meet because she died and then she was born literally in the same year. And she moved next door to my granny, and my granny is going to her wedding and all, like, and she's called Agnes. It's weird.
There you go.
If you have an Agnes in your family, I'm telling you, she's Anunnaki. Old Anunnaki Archon, and she can control everything around her.
There's a guy who's asked a question, but I can't read out because you keep asking me cheeky questions.
That's being rude.
No, to be fair, what he's saying, I get it, but
Say
also, no.
Please say it.
No.
I won't get offended.
It's not about you.
I won't blow up like a balloon.
It's not about you, Glenn.
I won't go mad.
It's not about you.
What did I say?
I'll tell you once we finish. Dom says, any sign of Sly Guy merch on the horizon, a wee t-shirt would be pretty sweet with the logo on, like a football club badge. Have a good week. I hope Glenn's good.
Dom is like a nice
wear
guy in the
Doms,
comedy
Glenn?
club. Always. If it get like, fuck, if it gets so far.
Pardon?
If it gets so far, like,
All right.
like,
Oh, you trying to say like a lot of that you don't even get it on? Are you a Magic Hands man, Glenn? Is that what's going
do you
on?
know, 20 years ago, I'd have been a teenager. You know, I would have been like, looking at me lads and going, oh my God. See now, I just want to go home. smoke a fucking spliff and say no.
So you'd rather just have a...
It's easier to have a ham shank than what it is make the effort to get ready to go out to be rejected anyway. You know what I mean? So
I get you. Well, listen,
and the
Glenn.
last time I was in love, I got my neck bit and I was like, oh my God, I'm only 30, I still need to learn lessons.
No, I'm
See
not.
it?
I'm
And
not going
that
to start
question,
you. I'm
Dom's
not going to
always
start
asking
you.
questions too. Dom loves it.
Dom's a
Dom
good
runs
guy.
a comedy club. We need to get more merchandise. I'm actually going to get on to the merch girl that I know and say, right, help me get merchandise stuff. For
You know what?
my idea, when you all eat
We'll get mugs. We'll get mugs off her.
Listen, we need
Get
everything.
on to her and we'll get
I
mugs.
want Sly Guy stickers for the back
Can
of
she
the
make
cars.
Can she make stickers?
For the cars, not everything.
Not for cars, just generally.
Do you know she
'Cause
can
I
get
need-
the actual
hey,
letters?
I want
The
that.
Sly Guy letters in the same brand as your car to put on Sly Guy.
Feel that. That's what I want. More stickers like that.
Like a mad Phil.
There you go. Robert.
Another
It's nice, isn't
question.
it? Yeah.
There's bound to be another question.
Another question.
One more question.
We'll go for one last one, but I was going to say something there to you.
I want to know that cheeky question.
Because you cut me off there and I forgot it.
I know I haven't
Sick.
fucked up.
I know you're a fucking mouthpiece, aren't you?
I know.
Joseph said, when's Dave, this is for you, when's Dave going to do a run at the Edinburgh Fringe again?
What's the Edinburgh Fringe?
It's Glenn, if you're in comedy, you got to know what the Edinburgh Fringe Festival
But
is.
I'm not in comedy, I'm not
You
even in the group chat.
You are. Listen, but the group chat's not a real group chat.
I know it's not.
The
But
old
if you
six
taught me
boys.
in there, boys, imagine the ideas I would give you. Imagine the ideas I would say, but that would maybe, by all means, fucking go and harvest it. All I'm saying is use me as a lighthouse. A big pole, big stick of pole with a light.
You are like Glenn, you're light in the darkness.
I am.
But when am I
was the
going back to
question?
Fringe?
The Fringe?
Give
I
me
don't
a
know,
year.
Where are you?
Don't know.
I can't see it happening anytime soon. Dave's very busy. He's very, very, very busy. What with the kids, what with the radio stuff going on at the minute, what with the BBC stuff going on at the minute, what we want to
I'll never be back to the BBC after this episode, but hey.
You know what I mean? What
It's been
with
fun-
Shane
fun
Todd on
run.
his back, what with the rest of them, Diona is a friend. I mean, how the hell could the man hasn't a minute? And then I'm here, mate.
What did Jerry Kelly
So
call
anytime
me?
Dave needs me to take
Far
over,
behind the throne.
well, he's doing, I could be the I wanted to sit there, then he would not let me.
Nope, this is my seat, Glenn. You've done it. You've done it.
Have I not earned it yet?
Do you know what?
Right, I get on that fucking table.
You know what?
I learn it.
No, nobody sat here yet. See, since I've a guest, so whenever I leave or go, you know what? With hindsight, I should have said, "Yeah, come on in, get Dan to sit in. You could host and get somebody else on." But hey,
See, I like
it is what it is.
hosting a wee bit. Not that I like it, but
Tell me this, right? The
I'm
podcast.
very keen. I love promoting interests that are not my own. It gives me a different type
But
of
the
power
podcast you
because
do-
I see my own interests. I'm not allowed. Like, see, sick. I don't ever push it. It just all happens. I've never needed to advertise. I've never even needed to speak about it. It just happens, and I don't believe that I need to really push. Which is why I have services. Which is why I have a psychic team. Which is why there's psychicglen.com. The link is in my bio. Go on and speak to one of my
Well, you know what? We'll
psychics.
put Psychic Glenn's link in
However-
the video today too. So if you
What
want
was
to
I
get
saying
it
there?
full.
I've lost it all.
Yeah, no, because you're just off in one. You're gone. The Tinder paper's been lit in your
I
eye.
like being like a
Creative.
yes, but I love other people's interests. I can talk. I can really big other people up bigger than what I can big myself up.
You like the saying, "A rising tide lifts all ships."
A rising tide lifts all ships, and 1L Studios has been a beacon of hope. And I feel like the productivity in this old building alone has been wonderful. And for a group of men that are around my age and my peers, what truly phenomenal success they've had in the last 2 years.
Glenn.
So a big well done, and an actual fucking well done to Mr. Shane Todd, Mr. Dave Allen, and the rest of the part. You know, and
Michael
1L,
Dan
see if
as
you're
well.
not following 1L Studios account that I'm going to tag on Instagram, you're a fool. You're just a fool.
What's Glenn got coming up? Where can people find you? Plug some stuff.
At
Let us
Psychic
know.
Glenn. You can
The
find me.
podcast you do with Ashley. What's
But you want to
crack
know
with it?
something? I have a feeling you's watching right now. I already exist within you. You have seen podcasts with me with him before, so I'm already within.
There you
So
go.
next time you've got a question, ask me within and see if I can really answer. Woo!
I'm glad I gave you the answer,
You know what I
Glenn.
mean?
As
And that's
usual,
without any psychedelics.
That's been another fun episode.
Yes.
You know, we got there in the end. It was up, there
Finally.
was down. It was emotional. It was light. It was funny. It was serious.
I know.
It was.
See, I took my top
it was
this morning,
Psychic
so I'm
Glenn.
like, bam.
So what are you doing the rest of the day?
I am going to go home and work. So I am.
What are you working on? You
I'm
allowed
going
to
to
say?
do a live stream, and I'm going to do. I've got some readings to do. Yes, I am allowed. I can say what I like. I was contacted not that long ago by I don't know, and I asked Glenn, what would your own comedy sitcom look like? So I started to write, and 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 what was meant to be only a 2-pager turned into a 40-pager, and now I have this whole character. I know every part that wants to play everything, and I swear to God, now it's go to BBC in London and all this stuff, and includes Stephen Alty, and it's where, honestly, I feel like I want to do something, I want to give something back to the world, and I think I'm fed up making people cry, but like to make us laugh.
Well, there you go.
And if I can do that by taking my clothes off, you'll laugh.
A profound.
Oh, you'll laugh.
And
You'll laugh at the pixie stick.
episode.
It's a magic wand. You'll laugh.
The pixie stick.
I'm only 5'5". People think they're getting a great big man when they see me. I say, Glenn, where's the rest of you, Glenn?
You say it's in you. That's where it
It's
is.
inside, deep inside you.
Glenn, it's been a pleasure.
Dave, thank you.
Let's get a pose so we can get a
Yes.
still for the image. Beautiful.
I'm the sly guy.